Hey y'all, Candace here from Little Steps to Big Happy. I talk about health and fitness for moms. So, today I want to go over how to keep a food journal for weight loss. This is such a useful tool. It has helped me a lot, and I think if you give it a try, you'll get a lot out of it. But before we get started, I just want to talk about why this is so useful. So, there's a couple of things that keeping a food journal does for you. One, it lets you know what's working for your body. If you have foods that your body's responding well, they keep you full for a long time, you feel really good eating them, that's good information to know. Two, it also lets you know what's not working for you. So if you have foods that your body doesn't respond well, that maybe they don't keep you full very long, maybe they tend to cause you to gain weight as opposed to lose weight or maintain it really well, those are foods that you need to know not to eat as much. And three, it lets you start recognizing your eating patterns and your eating habits. So if you're like me and you tend to get hungry at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that's really useful information to know when you're trying to lose weight. So, the very first thing you need to do when you're keeping a food journal is start tracking what you're eating. And when I say tracking, I mean everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. Every bite, taste, and lick, all of that counts. This is where you really start to dive into your eating habits. Like I said, I tend to get hungry around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's kind of my transition hour. So I need to know, did I go in there and grab a couple crackers? Did I go back again and get a protein bar? Did I go back again and grab some fruit? Did I go back again and sneak in some Cheez-Its? All of those are like little snacks that it would be really easy for me to be like, oh, that doesn't matter, that doesn't count. But all together, they help really show that's the time of day that I tend to get a little extra hungry. So when you're tracking your food, you need to track everything. It's really easy to judge yourself in the situation, but don't think about it that way. The point of this is to recognize your habits and behaviors so then you can start improving them. No judgment allowed. While you're tracking your food, it's really helpful to also track what type of day you're eating, what you ate, of course, and then how are you feeling while you ate. A lot of us tend to eat for emotional reasons, not actual physical hunger. But if you don't actually sit there and ask yourself, why am I eating? You're never really going to tune into that. I've mentioned my eating at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I call it hunger, but really it's cravings. And it's cravings because that's a transition time of day for me. I'm finishing up schoolwork with my kids. It's almost time to get ready to go to my second job. And so I'm usually, when I'm getting kind of craving and hungry that type of day, it's not real hungry. That's kind of stress. It's a little bit of overwhelm. That's a little bit of fatigue. But if I don't ever actually check and ask myself when I track my food, how are you feeling? I'm not going to notice that those foods are what's kind of inspiring my munchies, right? So when you're tracking your food, write down the time of day and what you're eating and how you're feeling. That's going to be really useful information for you. So after you've been practicing tracking your food for a week or two, it's time to start making a daily plan. Now, this is your way of setting your intentions for the day. I like to make mine first thing in the morning, and so that way when I have the most energy, when I'm the most excited about my weight loss for the day, when I have my best intentions at heart, I make my plan. And then the rest of the day, you work really hard to follow through on that. Now, it's really important that when you make your plan, you keep it realistic. A perfect plan that you have no hope of executing doesn't do you any good. If you hate chicken and broccoli, do not put chicken and broccoli on your plan. Put realistic foods that you know you're going to eat, but that you think are going to help you lose weight as well. A lot of times it's really a good idea to start with small improvements at first. And when I say small, I mean like a 1%, maybe 2% improvement over your current diet. That's going to keep things achievable, but you're moving in the right direction. The last step in keeping a food journal is to make sure that you review it. I like to review mine weekly. That way I can kind of still remember some of the food that I was eating. When you're doing a review, there's kind of 3 things that you want to ask yourself. 1, what was working? What went well? What do I want to keep doing? If you had, peanut butter and oatmeal breakfast all week and it kept you full and it kept you feeling good, maybe you want to keep doing that. Maybe that's something you really want to repeat. The second question too is, what do I want to start doing? Is there something that I'm feeling ready to start trying? Maybe you want to start trying to drink more water. Maybe you want to start trying to cut out certain foods in your diet. What do you want to start doing? And then 3, what didn't work? What do you want to stop doing? If you tried a meal, if you tried a snack, it didn't work, you didn't stick with it, it didn't help you feel full, you didn't really like how it worked for you, then go ahead and cut that out. But if you don't ever look back and review, you're not going to be able to use all those great data that you've been keeping. So now that you know how to keep a food journal, I want to share with you a few tools that I've used that I have found very useful. So one of the ones that I've used is printable worksheets. There's a lot of them that you can go find. I've got a few if you need some, but it pretty much is just a worksheet that you can go and fill out each day to make it really easy. Ask you what you ate, when you ate it, how were you feeling, all the important information that you need to track it. The second thing that I've used that I really liked are journals. So I've bought a couple journals off of Amazon. Some of them are blank, some of them are similar to a printable worksheet, but everything's put together where I can just fill it out, get the information I need, and very easily look back at it and review. And the third thing that I've used that I really like are apps. So there are a lot of tracking apps out there that either you can just type in your information, you could even just use a note app on your phone, or one of the apps I've really liked that I used was called the 8 app. So that's kind of what I have on how to keep a food journal for weight loss. Like I said before, I have found this to be super, super useful in helping me really understand my eating habits and start making better ones, which of course, as we all know, is a key and super important part of losing weight. I hope that was helpful for y'all, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.